So anyway, here we go. Here's the comments for today. This one gave me a chuckle, so I included it. I was talking about the statistics last time about people that like blue, and he says 60% of males like blue, 40% of females like blue, therefore 100% of people like blue. Did I do it right? Yeah. Next one. Hey Etho, just wondering how tall you are. Keep up the amazing videos. Love from England. So this is something I've never said in video before. A little personal question. But I used to say I was 6'3", but I measured one day, and I think I'm actually 6'2". That kind of caught me by surprise. It wasn't as tall as I was telling people. So I think I'm 6'2", but I could be wrong too. It's actually really interesting. A lot of the guys on the Minecraft server are really tall. Like, there's a lot of us that are over 6 feet, which is unusual, at least where I live. I've noticed in the US there's more taller people than in Canada when I go visit there, but even still, there's very few people over 6 feet. And to have, like, I think at least, well, I don't know how many, there's, I don't know the exact number, but it seems like about half almost are 6 feet or taller. In particular, Paws and .gem are like really tall. I think .gem's 6'5" or something. I can't remember now off the top of my head. Anyway, interesting coincidence, so that there's so many tall people in one place. Okay, everybody, so it is comment time again today, and just got a really quick one. So this was a common suggestion I got last episode, and I think the one before it even. So I just want to touch on it again, clarify once again. It says, hey Etho, it doesn't say hey Etho, it just says Etho, why don't you just use a dispenser full of TNT? Then you can just click a button, and that should work without a hitch. So the thing is, with the Ender, to use the TNT, I need to ignite it myself. It has to have the Etho tag connected with the TNT. If I ignite it, like by placing it against redstone, or by having it launch from a dispenser, like having it drop from a dispenser, that's not going to have my name attached to the TNT because it's just done by the environment. I have to either light it with a flint and steel or light it with a flame bow for it to get recognized as my TNT, and then I get the XP orbs from the Enderman with it. So that is the caveat, the catch to the whole Enderman farm. Okay, so comment number 1, Etho, are you or any other Minecraft guys gonna play Feed the Beast again? So currently the Feed the Beast server is down. I think we sort of decided as a group that we're not gonna be using it anymore. Not because we weren't really having fun with it. It doesn't work too well with multiplayer. There's too many problems, too many technical problems, like server crashes and lag and stuff. So I don't think we're gonna be doing too much multiplayer stuff with it, although we might, can't talk too much about it, but we might do Feed the Beast again in the future with a different style to it. Otherwise, I might do it single player eventually one day, but no definite plans at the moment. Second question. Hey Etho, I'm really new to your survival series. This is the first one I've watched, and I was wondering if you have a recent world tour I could watch, check on this tomorrow. Episode 275 was my last official world tour around this place, and I believe it's the video that plays if you check out my channel and you're not subscribed. So episode 275 if you want to see a world tour. And third comment, this one's a weird one. I thought it'd be fun to answer it though. Hey Etho, I've been looking at videos on lucid dreams, or a dream where you know you're dreaming and either take control or wake up. I'm wondering, have you ever had a lucid dream? If not, what's the best dream you've had? So generally, if you get more lucid dreams if you go to bed when you're not super tired, I find. But I always go to bed when I'm super tired, so I don't dream anymore. At least, well, I do, but I don't remember them. You always dream, unless there's something wrong with you. Um, so generally, I don't dream anymore. But I talked to a YouTuber about lucid dreams. He kind of brought up the subject because it was something he did before, and he was telling me the process involved with how it works and all that. And he said never, never do it because he kind of went crazy from it because he had the idea is to sort of trick your mind into um, you have to do these things to your mind, and basically it worked out where he couldn't tell if he was dreaming or not, if like he couldn't distinguish between the real world and a lucid dream, so he was starting to go crazy from it. So be careful if you get into that stuff. um, and I'm wondering, have you ever had a lucid dream? If not, what's the best dream you've had? One of my favorite dreams I had, it was actually a dream where I died, and I thought it was kind of comical. Basically, a nuclear bomb went off at the end of it, and I saw the explosion coming towards me very quickly, and I screamed. And what do you do when you die in a dream? You wake up. Not in this dream. What happened is everything went black, and then credits started rolling up in my eyes or whatever in my head, like it was a movie or something. I couldn't read the credits, so, but I'm guessing I was the main producer and everything of my dream. Here's our comment for today. Um, Hey Etho, do you have a favorite game that you haven't played on your channel? If so, can you be expecting a If so, can we be expecting a series? Thanks. Well, I play games here and there that I don't put on my channel. I always try to have like one other game besides Minecraft at least that I play um, whenever I feel like just doing something else. So, of course, there's Terraria, which I've been playing with Zisto and having a blast with that game. But another game I've been playing and haven't been recording lately is Scrolls. Believe it or not, Mojang Scrolls. Um, Turns out it's a really good game. I like it a lot, actually. It's very addicting too. And I'm not just saying that because it's Mojang. I actually legitimately like the game, so that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I play Scrolls every so often. I like to just play a game or two, and then I'll go do something else usually. And yeah, so that's my current game besides Terraria. Um, so I got a comment picked out for today. It says, "What happened to speed challenges? I really liked them. I like them too. I haven't had a good idea for one lately, so if you guys have ideas for speed challenges, don't be afraid to recommend one. The idea is I should be able to do them within 30 minutes, and also don't want them to be too easy, but not too tough. And a little bit of luck is fine in them, but not too much type of thing. It's hard to find a balance and a good theme for them. But if you guys have a good idea, let me know, and I will do it for sure." So here's the comment for today. It says, "Hey, Etho, will you be continuing your map making series? Because I waited a whole year for episode 9. Please continue! Exclamation mark, sad face." Why so sad? Don't be sad. It'll continue. Don't worry. Cheer up. The next episode of that is going to be very important because I'm revealing how the game works, like all the stuff I've been keeping secret since I started the series. It's going to be revealed probably next episode, and I'm trying to set some things up just so it'll flow smoothly. I'm going to be revealing the name of the game. I picked out a name for it, and also just been busy with other things too. So yeah, it'll come out. Don't worry. There'll be new episodes. Anyway, let's move on to the comments and watch this while we do it. First one says, "Hey Etho, what happened to the charge creeper you captured in the potion room?" Jeff, our buddy Jeff, he despawned, unfortunately. He did have a name tag on him, so he shouldn't have despawned, but I accidentally must have joined the game in peaceful mode, as I do sometimes, because like if I'm working on something in creative mode, I'll usually do that in peaceful mode. Then when I come into my world, this thing's really going. Sometimes I forget to switch it to hard, and I think I must have done that because just one day when I checked, he was gone. If we ever want to capture mobs in the future, we're going to stick them in the end probably, because I almost never log in the end, so they should be safe there. So if we ever get a charge creeper in the future, the challenge is going to be to get him to the end, I think. Next one. "Hey Etho, I did Sarah's song in Minecraft a year or two ago. I'd be happy to give you the notes and how to do it. Keep up the great work. Awesome as always." Thank you very much. Last episode I asked about Zelda songs, Sarah's song in particular. So thanks for the offer. Somebody has already done this for me, Dr. Volzak. Thanks, Dr. Volzak. He has given me a very descriptive way of setting up Sarah's song already. And all the notes, exactly how many clicks they take, and all that. So hopefully get around to that sometime soon. I don't know where I'm going to put the note blocks. So one idea I had, although it probably wouldn't get used much, is if we put the note blocks down this track here. It's a very long track, and we could have it activate by detector rails probably and play the notes as we ride it. But it would only work going one way, and it would be reversed the other way, and I almost never use this, so I might need to find a better place of putting it. I'm not sure yet, though. Anyway, comment time. Here we go. Comment number 1, the only one, says, "Hey Etho, when are you gonna get around to fixing up all your machines that the updates and stuff have messed up?" Smiley face. So that's what I've been doing for quite a few episodes now. I've been trying to get things working again, and working on a lot of older projects too. What do you guys think of that? Are you ready to see new stuff, or are you enjoying me like finishing up things? So currently, by the way, storage room works, furnace room works. The sheep farm, that was one of the last big things I had to fix, and that works now. This room is good. Everything back here works. This little ender pearl thing works. No problem. Still haven't done that. But these stairs work. All these stairs work, yes. Mushroom farm works. This thing's really old. The really old stuff didn't break, I find. For some reason, like my watermelon and pumpkin farm, not a problem. Still works. We fixed the spider thing now. We kind of took care of the slime farm, so it's not so annoying, although this is pretty much empty all the time, just because I can't stand that hopping sound anymore. It just drives me crazy. I've heard it for so long in my world here, it's nuts. The UFO, we kind of figured that out. This brewing room is all good. Still need to finish this, but it's not exactly broken. All those things work. Just going through the world here. Fixed the map and finished it. This farm's still fine. So honestly, guys, I think I've got everything repaired that we had here that was kind of so kind of broken. Snow farm works. My mini farm here, this still works. I accidentally, when I was working on the snow farm last episode, I accidentally dug into here and wrecked all the redstone, but I fixed that up. I didn't show that on camera. Yeah, but things are going good in the world, I would say. Wilson still isn't working. Very, 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 very close to it though. Fountain works. This eye thing still works. It just needs a refill. It has arrows. It just needs. Apparently, the nether rack ran out of there. I can go ahead and fill it. Actually, oops. I got tons of cobblestone. I don't mind. Oh, and I gotta activate it once. Aha. But anyway, things are going pretty good in my man cave here. I'm pretty happy. This still works. Elevator works. This mushroom farm I don't like. It works though. And this is all good in here too. So yeah. That is where we're at in my world. Let me know if you want to see new projects or if you're enjoying the old ones still. And I might decide what we do next based on that. Yes, so lots of comments. I picked out 3 sort of at random. So here we go. As a response to your question, my most physically painful experience was when I went to an ice skating rink with my friend. I've never gone ice skating before, and I knew I was going to be horrible at it. After about 2 hours with the practice walkers, almost like old people walkers, I tried to go without them, but I stayed close to the wall. I was doing good, but then my left foot slipped and I fell down, grasping the wall. Let's just say I can't even touch my toes, but I did the splits. The real splits where your crotch touches the floor. Worst day ever. Ouch. Number 2 here. Easily my most painful experience was when I was climbing Castle Peak in the... What is that, Solaris? I was bouldering without a rope or anything when a foothold broke under me. I slid/fell down the slope, which was a good 40 vertical feet off the ground. Uh-oh. I finally stopped falling when I landed on a boulder, directly on my knees. Ouch. I smashed both kneecaps, got my arms wedged into a crack, almost dislocating it. No breaks, but I sprained one knee. I was able to limp down safely though. Yeah, that would hurt. Yeah. I've never really fallen off of a hill or like out of a tree or anything like that, so I don't know what that's like. But I can imagine not... Well, I guess I have fallen off my bike going pretty quick before, but yeah. Definitely a scary experience, I'm sure. Third one, this is the last one I picked out. Well, when I was in my 7th grade, my stomach burst open due to a perforated ulcer, spilling vomit and acid all over my insides. I couldn't breathe and I was uncontrollably moaning. I got to the hospital and was in surgery before school got out. I didn't go back until 2 weeks later. I ended up with 27 staples, ouch, from the surgery. Definitely will be the most painful injury for a long time. Yeah, that was a bad one. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting hungry. So thank you everybody for your responses. There were some good ones. There was some some very painful sounding ones too. Some of the stories were funny. Some of them were just like gory and painful, and it's like ooh. I like the funny ones the most, like the first one. Oh, and I just threw it away. How about we read it? So this is a big comment. It actually helped me out quite a bit because it answered what was going on with my village. It says, you may have not actually made an endless breeding village. The thing about villagers is that it doesn't register a villager as a real member of the village until they are adult villagers. That's the key right there. For example, imagine that 15 villagers is supposed to be your max. If you have 10 villagers, some of them will start breeding. So let's say every set of 2 breeds, we now have 5 child villagers plus the original 10. However, the village will still only count 10 villagers. Therefore, it is possible for those villagers to breed yet again before the children grow up. Also, even if some of them grow up, let's say that all have, except for the 15th villager, all of those new adult villagers will now be willing to breed, meaning if all of the villagers were to breed again, we would have yet another 7-child villagers, meaning you could very possibly get around 22 villagers in a village that was meant to have a max of 15. I think that's exactly what happened, because I have about 22 villagers in the village, all grown up, and they stopped breeding. So that's why it went over the limit of 15, and there was no need to panic. You gotta really watch if you do make an infinite village breeder, that you keep an eye on it. Otherwise, you might have a situation like what you saw out here with the zombie pigmen. Except imagine leaving that for 5 or 6 times longer, and you might not be able to play in your world anymore unless you go to MC Edit. Moving on, comment for today. Just picked out a quick one here. It says, "Hey Etho, I saw at the end of your video that you have a lot of floating trees around. Why are they floating?" This is an old world, and I played on it for probably hundreds of hours now. I'm curious how long I've played on this world. Let's go take a look outside, though. And I have not repaired Enderman damage in this area once. So all this ground and stuff is just a mess. You would be surprised. There's floating trees anywhere there can be, pretty much. Actually, I think I might have repaired a little bit of damage. Not much, though. Like, there's floating trees. Blocks missing there, and this was probably a creeper, actually. But yeah, lots of floating trees around. Just from Enderman making a mess all over the place. Like, man. So they are very destructive. I still don't really like how Enderman can pick up blocks, to be honest. I don't know. Not a fan of it. And I also think creepers should drop more of the blocks they blow up. Just, it's more annoying than anything that they destroy just about everything when they blow stuff up. It's one thing to have to repair it, but then not to have the blocks needed to repair it. It's pretty annoying too. Let's read our comment for today. And I thought it'd be fitting if we read it by the gold farm here, because it's about the gold farm. It says, "Etho, the reason you are not killing the baby zombie pigmen is because they are only 1 block tall, and the blocks from the crusher are at the heads of the 2 block tall zombie pigmen. Hopefully you can fix that issue." Indeed, that is definitely what was going on. I was wondering why they weren't dying, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm not suffocating them at all because they're too short. Same with these chickens, they get stuck in here. And I messed around with it today. I set this up so that I can have pistons below as well, down here. But I totally forgot that doesn't work, because if the top blocks, these 2 blocks and then the 2 below, all push at the same time, any zombie pigmen that are in the middle of a jump when the blocks come out, they will jump on the block below them and then jump up once again, and they will be able to avoid getting suffocated, which is pretty annoying. So that doesn't work. I think what I might do is I think it's fine like this, to be honest. I think it works. Yeah, I think we'll keep it like this. It's not a big deal. They'll despawn. The only thing really annoying is the chickens, but I can kill them, or this can double as a chicken farm if I want. So, comment for today, guys. This one I thought was pretty good. It says, "Etho, you always said the point of the man cave is to keep the look of the caves, and now you're digging straight tunnels?" Super sad face cried rundown cheek. Okay, the man cave, sort of the goal with this was to use the shape of the caves to help me decide how to build stuff, which I think I did a pretty good job with that so far. Like, a lot of this area is natural, but I have changed things. Like, even today, you saw me, I put down some stone over there, and I've made little adjustments here and there to my liking. There has been a lot of things I've just dug out as well. Like the sheep farm here was pretty much solid stone all over here that I dug out when I built that. Same with this room and lots of things I've just dug out, big areas of land. But like there was a cave that went here and I made it straight, for example. It used to be pretty rough around here, so just using the original cave shape as sort of a guideline to help me decide how to build things, and it has resulted in a pretty good looking base, I would say. Especially this area I really like. Like there's lots of elevation changes and stuff. I would not have thought of doing this like in this shape if it was me just building normally somewhere. It's because this is the shape the cave was, and I just adjusted it a little bit to make it work, I guess. So yeah, little adjustments here and there. Again, this was not straight like this for sure. It was pretty rough, and I think I dug a ton of this out. And yeah, there's just some things. It's not too bad if it's man-made, especially if you try to make it a little natural, like add randomness to it, like I did here. I think helps. It is that time again, everyone. So here we go. Hey Etho, I was wondering if you had ever considered making an entirely different series purely about redstone and how your devices work, apart from your LP and Minecraft videos. I know you do make some videos about your redstone work, such as the blaze farm and hopper timers, etc. I just think it would be cool if you made a different series going more in depth about how and why it works. That being redstone. So a long time ago, like maybe, it wasn't that long ago, maybe half a year to a year ago, I tried recording a redstone series, like specifically like a redstone tutorial series. It was probably going to be about 5-10 episodes total, if I was to guess. And it wasn't so much about like how to build a T flip-flop and this and that, and how to build a redstone door, and that. It's more like looking into how redstone works specifically, how it connects to the different devices, how the timings work, all that kind of stuff, the fundamentals of redstone. But I wasn't too happy with how the video turned out, so I just kind of scrapped it. But maybe again in the future I'll give it another shot. Because with redstone, it's not so much like memorizing how to build stuff. That is important, but it's also just knowing how it works is crucial, and why. Like, people tend to get frustrated with redstone because they don't understand why it's not doing what they want it to do. So it's kind of important to understand why it's not doing what they want it to. Understand how it powers stuff and that kind of thing. So anyway, I have considered it. Short answer. So here is the comment I picked out for today. It says, "Hey Etho, I was just wondering if you considered playing any parkour maps or maps like the Code or Diversity. Small maps like that. Keep up the good video. Small maps like that. Keep up the good video." Is there a comma there, or is he saying small maps like that keep the video good? I don't know. Anyway, I have considered doing like random maps, like maybe adventure maps and that kind of stuff. I've never actually tried an adventure map in Minecraft, but I don't know. I don't like parkour maps, like at all. I can handle it for a few minutes, but I wouldn't want to spend a few hours doing parkour in this game. It would just be frustrating. I have considered starting a new series where I play on the Play Minecraft server. Try to get some more PvP games going, but that would just be an every so often sort of thing if I do that. And that brings us to the comment section of our episode, everybody. So here we go. Lots of responses about the new computer. Thank you, everybody. Especially a lot of people trying to help with the fan situation and suggesting that I check out the BIOS was a common theme. So here we go. The first comment. The so-called higher priority is the BIOS having an option for the fan to be always on. I'm not sure if it will do it for your graphics GPU fan, but it should definitely override all of the others in your computer. It might do the trick. So yeah, one of the things I did check out was the BIOS on my computer, and there's options for controlling the CPU fan in the BIOS, but not the GPU fan, which is what I'm having trouble with. There's no controls there. So unfortunately, that's not the fix. And I've tried reseating my graphics cards. That is not the fix either. There wasn't like a loose cable or something. Yeah, it's just a very weird situation. Some people have said it might just be a defective graphics card or fan, which I'm starting to think that might be true. So I might have to get it checked out. But as it is right now, it's working. Second question, or second comment. Etho, what would you do if Mojang added onions to Minecraft? I would cry, because onions are nasty, gross, vile. We're out of snowballs. Disgusting, overpowering, terrible pieces of fake food that people put in food and call it food. They're just bad. And nobody should eat them. Hey Etho, just wondering, what is your internet speed? I'm sure some of us would like to know. That's our third one. I get 5.8 download and 0.8 upload, and usually about 80 to 100 ping on a US server is pretty normal for me, but it works out okay. I do have a comment picked out for today, which says, "Hey Etho, what happened to the supercharged creeper that was in my potion lab?" Jeff, our buddy Jeff. A lot of people are asking about Jeff. One episode I showed, or I talked about how he despawned. I don't know how it happened. One day I just checked and he was gone. So I think I logged in peaceful mode without realizing it, because I sometimes, like when I'm in creative worlds, I usually go into peaceful mode there. So that might have happened, but I don't know exactly what happened to him. Thankfully, it's a perfect opportunity to tell you this. In the new snapshot, there is a new feature where you can, where is it? You can lock worlds for one thing, but also difficulty is no longer global. Like if you're in the main menu, wait a minute, should we go to the main menu? Let's go to the main menu. This is so out of the ordinary. When you go to the main menu, there's no longer an option for difficulty here, because it's saved in each world independently. So in my Let's Play world, I will always start in hard mode now, even if I go to a creative world in peaceful. So that is a great feature. No more accidents like that. There's the option to lock it permanently to a certain difficulty. I'm not sure. I kind of like the idea of doing that, because it's like a way of showing, hey, I keep it in hard mode even when I'm not recording, and I'm true legit all the way. But there is also the downside, like what if I'm at my gold farm for an hour accidentally and there's a bajillion zombie pigmen. I can't just switch to peaceful to clear them anymore and save my world from crashing or whatever. So I think I might leave it unlocked just for that rare opportunity where I do need to switch to peaceful. So here's the comment I picked out for today. Etho, which videos do you like making the best, and what do you think what we like to watch? My favorite is Minecraft, and keep up the great work, and don't ever stop making videos because they're awesome. Haha, so awesome. Yeah. What do you think what we like to watch? What do you think we like to watch? Well, the views kind of tell me what you like to watch. The things you view the most is what you like to watch. So it's pretty close actually between Minecraft and my single player. I think my single player might be a little bit more popular still, but I put about equal effort into both series, except for today. Sorry about today. Your favorite is Minecraft. That's good. Me personally, It varies for me, like what I like to do. Sometimes, if I got something going in my single player world, that's what I want to be doing. Sometimes multiplayer Minecraft appeals to me more if I'm doing something interesting over there. So I kind of go through phases, as I'm sure you guys find different things I do more interesting than other things. So kind of goes both ways, I guess. But let's read our comments for the day. I just picked out one really quick one here. It says, Etho, can you solve a Rubik's Cube? Oh, I used to be able to. I was pretty quick at it too. I could do it like in a minute or two, which is decent, I would say. Don't remember how to anymore. On TV and movies, if you guys don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, they always like associate it with these really smart people that can solve it, and then they do it in like a second, and everybody's amazed. It's not really about intelligence solving a Rubik's Cube. It's about following patterns, algorithms. If you rotate it a certain way and follow a bunch of steps, there's like 8 different steps to it. Eventually, everything lines up, and you don't even really have to think about it. You just have to do it. And if depending on how it's mixed up, you might be able to skip steps, and sometimes the steps line up quicker than other times, depending on how it's mixed up. So, yeah, that's how you solve a Rubik's Cube. You can look it up. It's actually kind of fun once you know how to do it, but I can't remember how. Anyway. So here we go, everyone. This is the comment I picked out for today's episode, and I just saw it. We're at 321. 321. We're really getting up there in the numbers, which is good. So here it is. It says, Hey, Etho, I've been wondering, do you play chess or any games that requires lots of thinking? Anyways, keep up the good work. Smiley face. Minecraft requires lots of thinking because it's entirely creative. You're always thinking of new things. But I don't think that's what he means. Like, complex, difficult games require lots of strategy. I have played chess. I know how to play chess. It's a good game. Not too many people play it, though. It's not like you go over to someone's place and you're like, hey, you want to play some chess? Sure. Set up the board. That doesn't happen too often, but it's a good game. I'm not very good at it. I could probably be a beginner, but there is like common moves, good moves in the game that you have to learn, from what I understand. He also asks about other games. I think of all the games I'm playing currently, Scrolls is the most complex and strategic and thought-provoking. Lots of decision making in that game. I really, really like Scrolls, and recommend you try it if you like that sort of thing. I also play Hearthstone, but it's kind of a similar game to Scrolls, except it's aimed more at casual players. There's a little bit less decision making in it, but it's still pretty fun too. If you're good enough at the game where you don't have to pay to play, which thankfully I finally got to that point. Or else don't play it very often, and you can get by from daily quests in the arena. But yeah, check out Scrolls. I strongly recommend you check out Scrolls if you like strategy games. Takes a little while to get good at, though, but give it a try. Here we go, everyone. I picked out a comment for our episode today, and it says, Etho, if you could make one working thing from your first LP world, what would it be? Keep on making great videos. Well, I'll try. There's no promises there, but I'll do my best. This is a good question. I like this one, actually. I think, I really liked water ladders, but I don't think I had those in my LP world. I think those were removed before I started that world. I had them in the one before it. Well, the 2 worlds before it. You know what? I kind of miss, boat elevators. I think Boat elevators did work in my old LP world. I missed those, like the super fast ones. And passive mob farms. You remember how you could have like passive mob spawning pads and all that kind of stuff? They'd spawn on grass and then you'd funnel them down. I remember I just finished my passive mob spawning pads and sorting system right before the adventure update came out, and that broke everything. Oh, I was so sad. But you know, it worked out all pretty good in the end. I'm pretty happy with the way breeding and that works in the game and how farm animals work in the game now. But passive mob farms are pretty cool too. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, I think that's a good one. So I have picked out 2 comments for today's episode. The first one says, "Hey Etho, I was just wondering, have you ever played Pokemon? And if so, do you still play it? Keep up the good work." I played Pokemon Red. That was the first one I played right when it came out on the original Game Boy. I think I got just about all the Pokemon in it. I really liked Pokemon. That was an awesome game. Then after that, I think on the Game Boy Advance, I got Pokemon Emerald, and somewhere in between that, I also played Game Boy emulators on my computer, and I think I played a few Pokemon on that. I remember I got Pokemon Snap for the N64, which isn't really a Pokemon game. Yeah, that was kind of a weird game. I think I got that though because it was the first like 3D Pokemon game, and I wanted to see it. Yeah, played it quite a bit. Haven't played all the versions though, and I don't really have a Game Boy anymore. Like I don't have it. I never got a Game Boy DS. Never got the new 3D Game Boy, so I haven't played too many Pokemon games. But I enjoyed the ones I did play. Come on, Wilson. Cheer up. Number 2, you should put in a secret room inside your library. Yes, this is a great idea. I think we're going to have a few secret things in the library. Libraries, they need to have like secret passages and that kind of stuff. Otherwise, it's not a good library without some secrets hidden around. The question is, should I show you guys, or should I leave it up to you to find it later? If I ever release a world download, I wonder. But anyway, guys, I think it's about time we get to the comments for today's episode. So I picked out one, and it says, "Etho, what's the most Canadian thing you've ever done?" The most Canadian thing you've ever done. That is a good question. Very good question. Okay, I got something. So this one time, I was like watching some Canadian hockey on television, and I noticed the fire in my wood stove was about to go out, and my log cabin was about to get very cold if I let that happen. So I had to go out and get some more firewood. So I put on my red plaid jacket and my snowshoes. I went outside into the pine forest. But before I left, I also grabbed some maple flavored Canadian bacon to chew on as I walked towards the trees. And while I was walking to find a nice tree to chop down, a grizzly bear jumped out of the bushes and started to attack me to get my Canadian bacon. And we wrestled, and then after a while, I was like, "Sorry, we can just share." And then we said sorry to each other, and we made up, and we shared the Canadian bacon, and I chopped down a tree, and we were best friends, and it was amazing. All right, so back to the comments. The first one here says, "Are you gonna make more videos on Starbound? Please do. I love the game and your Let's Plays." So I did a few episodes of Starbound, then I kind of just stopped, and I'm sorry for that. If you were following the series, what happened with that is they kept rolling back the characters and the worlds and that, and I went through playing the game like 3 or 4 times from the start. I had to restart. I think it was at least 4 times I restarted from the beginning, and I never got to really experience the later game, because when you're making a Let's Play, you sort of play slower than you would if you were just playing on your own, is the way they tend to go. So I don't know, I didn't really get to experience the game too well, because I just kept redoing the beginning over and over. So I sort of lost interest with it. And from what I heard, I wasn't really convinced they weren't going to do another rollback soon. So I'm just going to give the game a little while, and I might pick it up again later. I did really enjoy Starbound. I think it's a great game, but the rollbacks are are not very good for Let's Playing, unfortunately. But maybe later we will do a real series on it. Second one, Etho, how did you grow so big so fast? Any tips, suggestions? Height-wise, if you mean height-wise, eat your vegetables, get lots of protein. A lot of people don't drink milk. You should drink milk too. There's lots of good stuff in milk. Build strong bones, make you big and strong. Yeah. If you're going for fat, eat lots of fat, eat lots of sugar. If you mean channel-wise, I'm not really sure, to be honest. There's sort of these rules, like YouTuber rules, like use thumbnails, do lots of collabs with big people, beg for not beg for likes, ask for likes, and all those sort of things, which I didn't really do, but for some reason my channel grew big, so I don't really know what I did. Lots of effort, and enjoy what you're doing. Try to do something unique too. Seems to help a lot. Yeah. I want to say thank you to you guys as well. A lot of people really enjoyed the story I told last time when I was doing the comments, and some people even animated it and did a very good job. Like, I saw several animations on it. It was pretty amazing. So thank you for that. I really enjoyed that. We'll do the comment though, of course, for today. Picked out one which says, "Hey Etho, what type of player would you consider yourself to be when playing UHC Ultra Hardcore? Do you consider yourself to be a PvP player, a team player, or maybe prefer playing solo, etc.?" I find I do better when I play solo. Like, I tend to win more battles. But I prefer, for for fun wise, entertainment wise, I think team games are better. I enjoy them more. Solo is more serious, I find. I just want to check the chicken farm. Looks like they all grew up. How many eggs do we have? Hoppers are not full. Let's see, I think it would be at this end. Well, looks like we got a few. Let's see. PvP player. I haven't died to mobs once yet in UHC. Like, in all our seasons, I've always died to another player, which I guess that makes me a PvP player. I definitely would much rather die to a player than to a mob getting the better of me. It's usually more action-oriented if you die to a player, so I think that's kind of cool. Team player. I try to be a team player. I might not always communicate the best, especially in a tense situation, but I try. But yeah, I think I do prefer playing the team games, just because they're more fun. But I do enjoy the solo ones just because it's more of a serious match as well. I don't know. It's good to have a balance between the team games and the solo ones, I find. So here's the comment for today. There's that sound. "Hey Etho, this is kind of a random question, but I was just wondering, why don't you use thumbnails on your videos? Is it because you don't like them, or is it that you have difficulty with them? Anyway, I love your videos and thanks for your awesome dedication." Oh, that was weird. It like replayed the sound when I unpaused the game there. Huh. So thumbnails, guys. This is. I've been meaning to bring this up again, just to see what you guys say again. Because last time I asked if I should use thumbnails, like there was a YouTube, uh, someone from YouTube was contacted me to try to get me to do thumbnails and like annotations at the end of my videos and a few other things. And I talked to you guys about that to see what you thought, and you said no, you don't think I need them, which kind of shocked me because I thought I did need them. Um, so I'm bringing it up again. Do you still think I don't need thumbnails? Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. I don't know what to do because last time I asked, you said no, not really necessary. The majority said no, I should say. And then later, the person from YouTube called me back, and the thumbnail thing came up again. She said, statistically, for video game YouTube videos, they don't really make much difference towards attracting new people to your videos. So I thought, well, if you guys don't seem to care and it doesn't really affect my YouTube numbers, why should I care? So that is why I haven't done thumbnails up to this point. But I'm checking again. What you guys think. Let me know. Here is the comment. It says, "Hey Etho, I was wondering, in Feed the Beast you have to build things quick and have to have a chance of being robbed. I don't want to change those rules, but I don't like watching you throw junk together and build a tiny base. I personally liked it when you built one big main base where you stored all your resources neatly. On the new server, all you do is build as fast as you can while other people wait for the right chance to raid you," he means. "I think that you and the Minecrackers have an awesome server, but I was wondering if you can do it like how it was before." I think he means like how we were a building focused server. So yeah, I wanted to address this because there's almost certainly going to be some changes with Feed the Beast coming up. I don't know exactly what those are going to be, but we found out we might not be able to keep ICBM and Flans mod in our mod pack, which are the two main like fighting packs. Like ICBM has those rockets I've been using a lot, and the grenades and all that cool stuff, and Flans mod has all those guns, and there's airplanes and tanks and stuff. And since the whole focus of our series is fighting, and we're losing our two main fighting packs, yeah, that's a big deal. So either we're gonna get a different fighting pack that's more stable. So that's the reason they're kind of unstable, and the Feed the Beast guys don't have the time to or the manpower, not really, well, time and manpower to keep those up to date for us. So either we get a new fighting pack, which there are not many of those, or we somehow get those working, or we focus on being a build server, which would possibly mean we reset the map. I'm not entirely sure. But from my past experience with Feed the Beast, like I had a lot of trouble recording the season before this, like a lot. The server was laggy. It was constantly crashing, and when it would crash, I had no control. Like I couldn't do anything about it. I'd have to like message Good, and hopefully he'd be around and get it back up. That mod pack was a lot more stable than the one we're currently using, so I may go and do a single player Feed the Beast thing, but it depends on like if the other Minecrackers do Feed the Beast and they're active with it, I can put up with like lag and that stuff. But if they're only gonna play for a week and then I'm stuck there alone doing my thing on a laggy server that crashes, I'm gonna wish I did a single player thing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there's probably gonna be some changes coming up. Anyway, that is it for today. So I saw this question and I thought it was a pretty good one. It says, "Hey Etho, What new redstone mechanic would you most like to see in a future update of Minecraft? Personally, I would like to see dispensers break blocks if they have a tool in them. That would be pretty cool. I really did like the breaker and deployer features of Red Power, the Red Power mod. And there's a lot of mods that do similar thing. I think that would be a good thing to add, but I think for me, I would like to see something similar to the drawbridge from Tinker's Construct. That is a really cool mechanic, because for a long time, like, pistons are really neat, but they can only move one block around at a time, and there's sort of a limit to how far out they can go. Like, you can do 2 or 3 blocks and the device becomes really large, but it is possible, but it takes forever and it's not really practical. So a drawbridge sort of breaks those limitations, and from what I saw, it seems like it was implemented in a way that's not really too laggy. Like, there's other mods I've seen that pistons can push like a block 16 blocks instead of just one. And those look a lot more prone to bugs and other problems. But the drawbridge looked really cool. I would like to see that. I think that would be neat. All right, everybody. So let us wrap up this episode with a comment. This one says, "Hey Etho, I'm sure you have seen/heard Dinnerbone talking about maybe redoing PvP after he's done with the inventory updates. Is there anything you would like to be changed about PvP, or is there anything you would like to see added in the future updates?" Very good question. I like this one. So, yes, I think some stuff needs to be changed. The bow mechanics in this game I feel are really solid. I like them a lot. I don't think they need to be adjusted too much. I don't like the random damage aspect to combat in this game. Like, bows and swords both have a random factor to them. I think damage should be more consistent. I think that would be better. I like you want it to be predictable, right? It being random makes it more fun, but I don't think a lot of people really notice it until like, unless you're watching the fight back frame to frame, you probably won't notice the random damage. So I don't think it really adds anything to the game. I feel the bow might benefit from a bit more accuracy for long range shots, because at a really long range shot, it's almost like a 1 in 8 chance, even if it's perfectly lined up, just because the shot sort of goes to the left or right a bit, or up and down, which, I don't know. I think it being inaccurate is good to an extent, but maybe not to the degree it is. I think they could make it a bit better. The big thing, though, sword combat. We need to get rid of this, like, hack and slash, spam, click as quick as you can thing we got going in the game, because it's pretty much one guy runs into a guy swinging his sword, the other guy runs back swinging his sword, and it's like a 50-50 exchange usually, unless somebody gets a jump on the other guy, or some guy has a benefit with ping or lag or whatever. The big skill involved with swordplay is keeping your cursor on the guy. That's true, and I think that's good. People seem to like strafe around left and right too. But overall, it's not. I don't feel it's a really good exchange of blows. It's more, I don't know. It's unsatisfying. I think they need to change it so that the attacks are slowed down a lot more, like maybe 1 every second or 2, and you gotta wait for the cooldown before you can attack again. And also, I think they should incorporate blocking into combat. Like, if you're blocking, somebody hits you, then it negates the damage, you know. But again, I think blocking should have a cooldown as well, so you can't just spam blocking. And with some mechanics, I think they could work out a pretty good sword battling system with that. The other big change I would like to see, This is a really simple thing that I definitely think they should do, is make it so splash potions, you can hold right click. Wait, what do you use to throw? I think it's right click. Yeah. Hold right click to charge up your throw, and the longer you hold it, the farther you throw it. So maybe you can throw it up to 32 blocks, or maybe even a little bit further if you do a full charge. But you can adjust how far you want to throw it by how long you hold right click. Because as it is, if you're running and you're throwing damage potions, you run into them, and it's really dumb. Anyway, those are some of my ideas. Anyway, here is the comment I picked out for today. It says, Etho, if you could be on any TV show / game show, what would it be? I'm going to pick game show from this, and I think I'll go with Fear Factor. Fear Factor before they start doing those nasty food challenges, because that's just gross. I would not want to do that. But Fear Factor, I used to watch that show like every episode when it first came out, and it always seemed like a cool game show to be on, because you do stunts, and there's like riding helicopters and all that kind of cool stuff. Yeah. So it seemed like one of those shows that would be a lot of fun. And also, like, when you watch it, it's like, man, I could do that so much better than those guys. But then when you get there, it's probably not like that. I don't know. Yeah. Fear Factor. I would not really want to be on a word show or like an intelligence show, because there's always that risk that you're going to totally bomb, and it's going to be on like the Tonight Shows and people like making fun of you. That would be a little scary. All right, so here's the comment. Etho, what is your favorite genre of movies / video games? For movies, I tend to prefer action comedy movies. Blah, 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 blah. Although most of my favorite movies are not really those. I like movies like The Majestic, Ocean's 11. Armageddon was like a really good all-round movie. But in general, I prefer action comedy. What did he say? Oh man, so scary here. For games, I find at least lately, I really like roguelike games a lot. Games like Faster Than Light and those kinds of things, where you have oh man, I'm definitely getting this resource pack afterwards. It's too good. Yeah, like games that are randomly generated, and every time you play, it's sort of a different outcome. Same with like Spelunky and. Did you say JK? So here is the comment for today, guys. Episode 333. Hey Etho, if there was one huge change you could make in your single-player Minecraft world, what would it be? Oh man. So I'm going to answer this in regards to the series instead of the world specifically. I had this idea. I'm still kind of tempted to do it, where I would somehow incorporate command blocks into my Let's Play, but still keep it survival. I would mostly use them for like set block and a few other commands. I wouldn't use them to like give me things or spawn mobs to make mob systems or anything like that. I think it would be really amazing to have a survival world with command blocks, because you could do a lot more stuff and do a lot of cool things. A lot of the times, like, people will make these neat things and show them on YouTube. They'll do it in a creative world, and they don't get used ever. Like, they show them, but there's no practical value to them. think of how amazing it would be if you could like have a command block that makes a tunnel appear right in front of you, or a 3D statue animate in front of you, or there's just you could have a lot of fun with it, I think. But obviously, a lot of people would not go for that idea. They would feel it wrecks the survival aspect to it. So I've been scared to enter that path. But maybe eventually. We will see. Well, that's going to be it, guys. I have a comment picked out. It says, Etho, why don't you show us your old world sometime? Do you even have it? You should go through all your worlds because it seems like you have a lot of them, and it would be really entertaining. Yeah, I've had about 4 main worlds. I think it's 4. Yeah, 4. Counting this one, of course. So I still do have the worlds. I've been considering maybe making an episode on that, but I'm not sure because I did that once before at least, so I don't know if it would be kind of repetitive, but it might be neat to check them out again. It's been a while. Comment reading time, guys, so here we go. This is the one I got for today. It says, hey Etho, I have a question. Do you still play with the Midnight Society? I used to really enjoy the PvP stuff you did, and I noticed you haven't done anything with them for a long time. Or at least haven't recorded it. See, I can't talk about the Midnight Society. If I tell you about them, I'll have to kill you because we're a secret society, and yeah, we just can't talk about it. No. For those of you that don't know what the Midnight Society is, it was basically, or it still is a thing. An undefined group of this is 4 blocks apart. What did I do here? That's not right. It's like a undefined group of gamers that like to play Minecraft PvP games together. We would play games like Nail. You might remember I uploaded quite a few matches of that on my channel. Also played Revolution quite a bit, and Hoodoo, and Calamity, and a bunch of other maps. OCTC maps, we did quite a bit, or do quite a bit. It's kind of like a past tense, present tense thing. We don't play together as much, or at least I don't play with them as much as I used to, just because I'm really busy most of the time. And also, I think I noticed like there's not enough PvP maps for Minecraft, like good ones, and we ended up playing a lot of the same map over and over, and I think we kind of got bored of some of the maps. Like we played Nail to death, and like a lot of the maps we just played them to death. They were good maps, but like any game, if you play them for too long, they get kind of boring. But lately we've been playing together a little bit, or I've been playing with them a little bit. New game called Ramparts, which Translander is doing the redstone stuff on right now, and Rixiot and I believe Sugoi built the map, and yeah, so that's coming along. That's a pretty good map. I find if you're wondering why there hasn't been matches, it's pretty hard to record a game that has good audio because like not all the guys have perfect mics or mic settings. So and I play mostly for fun when I play with them, so I don't want to be like fix your mic or anything like that, but yeah, sometimes it can be tough to get a game recorded that I feel comfortable posting on my channel, just because if there's a slight problem with anything, people complain, it seems. So yeah, audio quality is important. We're gonna do the comments here, and this I picked out one here that says, "Don't change worlds. The one you're in now is so cool. I like the idea of going into the amplified terrain though. I remember the last time you got a new world, you didn't have any resources to do anything." I remember that too, man. Actually, I was really frustrated because when I made my new world, there was like all these new, like survival themed things coming out in the patches, like enchanting and I think potions came out too when I started this world. Yeah, although I did make a cool potion room, but yeah, I wanted to make like all these farms and stuff, and I just didn't have the supplies to do it. So that's a good point. It made for boring viewing. Keep up the good work. So yeah, last episode I kind of talked about the subject of starting a new world. I wanted to feel out what you guys thought of it, and I was looking at some of the comments, and it's not like 80% want this and 20% want this. It was actually pretty evenly spaced. Like about a third of the people wanted me to start a new world, third wanted to just go off into amplified terrain or whatever, maybe start in a new area, and third just want me to keep it and keep doing stuff around here and finish up projects. So yeah, the bulk of you guys seem to want me to keep it though, which is good because I'm not quite ready to say goodbye to this world, and there's no real reason to either. We're better off just going to a new area. So, and I do want to point out too, like a lot of people, when I ask like, what should we do today, or what should I build, or should we start a new world, a lot of people will say, it's your world, Etho, you can do whatever you want, which is true, but like you guys spend a lot of time watching my videos, so I don't feel it's only my world. I kind of want to do what you guys want because you're inputting your time into this whole thing too, so it's partially yours as well, and I want it to be a good experience for everybody. So with that said, if you do have ideas for builds or things you want to see me do, leave a comment. I do check the comments still. Here's the comment for today. It's a special one. It says, "This invokes a lot of nostalgia in me. This world was where I really found my passion for exploiting the game mechanics. You were doing stuff with boats and water back then that changed the way people played Minecraft on a whole. So awesome. You definitely have to revisit Chocolate Island. In the future, we will." Armitage Shanks. So, if you don't know who Armitage is, back in the day, Doc and I, we interacted with him quite a bit. He had a Let's Play series. He still does. I checked his channel. He's still making videos every so often. But on the Minecraft forums, when I posted about my boat dispenser, he was one of the first guys to reply, and he posted a video of, like a Let's Play video, where he took my boat dispenser and put it in his world, and I thought that was so cool. Somebody actually used my design, and I could watch how they implemented it in their world, and saw that they enjoyed it, and yeah, it was cool. I liked it. Okay, so here is our comment for today, everybody. It says, "The alpha/beta of Redstone was very simple. You had to make all kinds of things such as repeaters. Huge redstone things that were slow. Now we have command blocks and all that quick stuff. Takes a split second to send a signal from spawn to the world border. Anyhow, I did like the fact it was awesome if you could..." Did I copy that wrong? Anyhow, I did like that fact. It was awesome if you could make a calculator in Minecraft. Now we have command blocks. Any redstone project will be much easier. There was a lot of... I picked this comment because there was a lot of comments on the last video. People reminiscing how much they liked alpha and beta Minecraft, how they liked it more than the current versions, some people felt. You know, I think if the game never did update, like if we were still in alpha or 1.7.3, the good old beta patch, I do feel like people would have got bored of the game a lot sooner. I think the updates have been good for the game. Even getting like a new building block every now and then just adds so much to the game because it makes building so much more interesting and refreshing whenever you get an update. Redstone changes are nice. There's been some huge advancements in map making in this game, which I haven't seen a lot done with yet, but I think it has a lot of potential because you can basically program now with map making in this game, And they even recently added a feature where you can do arithmetic operations with command blocks. So you can do adding and subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and yeah, I see a lot of potential with something like that. That's something I really wanted in this game, and I think a lot of cool maps will take advantage of that in the future, along with all the other cool new features. So it's true, Redstone and that may have gotten easier, and it's not as challenging for certain things. It does allow you to take it to another level, which kind of adds the challenge back into it because there's even cooler things you can do with it now. So yeah, I think updates are good for the game, and I hope Mojang continue to update, adding in biomes every now and then, new mobs every now and then, new building blocks, new survival features would be awesome. So yeah, updates are good. Change is good, I find. Today's comment is related to our little buddies here. It says, "Hey Etho, did you know that tamed wolves cannot teleport if they are tied to a fence with a lead? That would eliminate the problem you are having with them randomly teleporting. Anyway, great video, and I hope this helps." I actually did not know that, and we're gonna try it out. So come on, guy. Come on. I have a fence post over here. Okay. I was worried there was still that glitch where you can attach if you just had one. Okay, so he's attached. And that's the red color guy. Let's get this guy up. Yeah, okay, this guy teleported, that one did not. That's cool. I didn't know that. So he said that because I was worried the wolves might teleport in that mob system when we get it set up. So if I am concerned, I can take advantage of this trick. So that's pretty cool. Also with this horse thing, I can remove these blocks, I just realized. So a slightly better view if we do that might be worth doing. I picked out one comment for today, so let's check it out here. It says, "Hey Etho, I have a question. Are you interested in doing live streams? If you are, I would like a live stream in your LP world in which you do like a big progress on a time-consuming project. Also maybe a Q&A session on a live stream. Awesome work on the videos. I love to enjoy them every day." Well, thank you very much. Alright, so live streams. I have tried live streaming in the past a few times, and I've never really gotten into it as a problem. Not out of lack of desire. I do really, I find I really enjoy watching the other Minecrackers when they do a live stream, especially if it's like a out of the ordinary thing for them. I will usually try to join in, and I enjoy it. So I do see the appeal of live streaming, and I've often wanted to do it myself, but there's a couple issues. One of them, a big one, is my internet. I can pretty much only deliver the lowest quality possible on Twitch, and just barely when I do live stream. Second problem, I found I'm not very good at live streaming. I don't think I can keep people entertained that long. I'm not very charismatic, which is kind of why I do a lot of cuts in my videos, because I kind of lose energy and I just stop talking if I go for too long. The third thing is time. Live streaming can take quite a bit of time out of the day, especially if it's done regularly. And I find with my episodes, the response I get from you guys usually is in proportion to the amount of time I've spent on an episode. So if I record something and don't put much time into it, usually I don't get a good response from you guys, I find. So I would rather spend time making better episodes usually. But for fun, maybe eventually I'll do more live streaming. We'll see how it goes, but nothing super planned yet. It says, "Hey Etho, you were talking about blood sugar, and I was curious, do you have any allergies or disorders, such as asthma? spelt wrong, or are you diabetic? Just curious. So I feel I'm pretty lucky in this regard. As far as I know, I don't have any allergies or physical disorders or anything like that. Um, as far as mental disorders go, no, I think I'm okay, but I'm not going to be the judge on that. The one thing I do have that's a little weird, I may be allergic to like soda, and I mean pop, of course. Um, you say pop in Canada. I said soda because most of the viewers are American, by the way. Not all pop, mostly dark pop, like Coke, Pepsi, root beer. There's something in there that might cause me nosebleeds. I'm not sure. Hasn't been as big of a problem as I've gotten older though, but it seems to happen if I have pop and I'm tired and I did a lot of physical activity the day before and it's hot outside. Those are like the perfect storm for me getting a nosebleed. And when I say nosebleed, I don't mean like, put a Kleenex over your nose. I mean like faucet dripping, almost run out of blood nosebleed. I almost had to go to the hospital a few times. I've had such bad nosebleeds because I was running low on blood. But yeah, it hasn't been a problem in quite a few years now, honestly. There was also concern I might be allergic to like bees. In fact, I even had an EpiPen. Is that what they're called? For a little while. Because one time when I got stung in the forehead, I got stung like 3 or 4 times by a wasp, and my face just swelled up entirely to the point that my eyes like closed in on themselves and I couldn't see. And I got this EpiPen, but then the next time I got stung, my parents weren't around, so I wasn't able to inject myself with it, and then the sting did like nothing. It was like a mosquito bite, so I didn't have a reaction, and I haven't worried about it since. But I did rub aspirin on the stings the time it swelled up, so maybe that's what did it. I might be allergic to aspirin. I don't know. Anyway, that is it for today, guys, for sure now. Thank you for watching. Anyway, here is the comment for today. Etho, what is your favorite color and number? Is a simple kind of weird question to ask, but it is interesting as well. I love watching your videos. Well, thank you. I can't remember if I answered this before, but my favorite color is green, which is why I like the grass so much in this game. Pretty much like this color green, maybe even a little brighter, but this is very close to my favorite color. Second pretty close favorite color though is blue. I really like blue as well. Well, it's kind of transparent, but light blue especially. Favorite number, for some reason, no reason that I can think of, is 137. 137. Don't know why that's my favorite number, it just is. For some reason I decided I like that number. A lot of people actually like 7 as a number, and it has 7 in it, so maybe that's part of it, and it has 13 in it. I don't know. Something strange about that number. Maybe mathematicians out there know something special about that number. I've never looked into it, but for some reason I like that number. Here's a comment for today. It says, Etho, I was wondering if you ever thought of posting something like a first-person shooter or third-person shooter or anything besides a sandbox game. Have you ever tried a shooter in the past? I also think it's pretty ironic that you named your pheasant Nuggets in your Terra Firma Craft series and Beef named his horse Nugget in his Life in the Woods series. Keep making boss videos and I'll keep watching. Oh, poor Nuggets. Why do you have to remind me of Nuggets? It's okay, we got Nuggets too now. He's gonna live forever. So I haven't played a lot of shooter games. I have mixed feelings about them. Some of them are really good, some of them, I don't know. I used to play a third-person shooter called Transformers War for Cybertron. I liked that game a lot. That was a really awesome game. I got really good at it too. Like, I would like to claim I was the best at it, but I'm not gonna do that. I was close, so I would say I was top 50 at least. I played it so much. Eventually, though, the community kind of died out with it, and somehow people figured out some hacks to it, like some exploits in the game to, yeah, I don't know. It never got fixed, so the game kind of got wrecked. Um, but that was cool. The thing I don't like about a lot of shooter games, and I'm a noob here, by the way, so don't don't get mad at me if it's a stupid opinion. But from what I've seen, there's a lot of quick deaths in them, and I don't like that. Like, it's pretty much you see the guy before they see you, and you can kill them. I don't like that kind of thing. I like gunplay, like where there's a lot of back and forth, where you have to react to the movements of the other guy. In War for Cybertron, there was a lot of that. Like, you could instantly kill people in certain ways, but a lot of the times these pretty epic battles would would happen that would last like 30 seconds to a minute, where you're fighting this guy and you're like flying around the map and getting health packs and just trying to stay alive. And yeah, I don't know. I like that style a lot more than the quick kill method a lot of the games use. I don't think I would really post anything on my channel. I don't know. I find when I do play those games, sometimes they make me feel mad. There's certain games that like provoke different feelings in you, and RTS games, they make me feel really stressed because they're so competitive. Shooter games make me mad. Games like Minecraft and I don't know, these games just make me feel good. So that's what I play, and that's what I like to post. Let's check out our comment before we end it. It says, you should make the place look like a forgotten kingdom, with vines everywhere, and maybe some bits crumbling apart, and then have some hidden futuristic things. Good suggestions. I like that. I have to be really careful if I use vines, because they could easily get out of control. I don't want like vines growing 100 blocks down or anything like that. That doesn't look good ever. And it's such a pain to place string in midair, so I don't know. But we will use them in places. I like the idea of things crumbling apart in places, though, and looking kind of runic. We'll probably do that. And a little hidden futuristic things is another cool idea. So a lot of people are asking about the theme that we're going with. I did want to try industrial, and I looked today for like an hour or two for inspiration on the internet, and like fantasy drawings and like actual things people built in Minecraft, and a lot of the things I liked, of course, texture pack. So no go there. You can't really do industrial themed stuff, I find. In this, a lot of people have suggested steampunk as well, and I agree that where we're building there is perfect for steampunk. But I don't know if we should do it because everybody does it. It's like the most popular style in Minecraft, and it's almost getting old. Like, I see a steampunk build and it looks amazing, and it's like, meh, whatever, I've seen it feeling. So I don't know if I want to do it. But we might. I did experiment a little bit today with a building style that I think we'll use. Not like an actual theme, but an actual technique to building. Anyway, we'll think about it more in the future. All right, guys, here's our comment today. It's just a really quick one, but something I've been meaning to bring up again. It says, when will your next world download be out? I'm bored of 302. That was my last world download. So I do want to get a new download out for you guys of the world before we start like doing a lot of building in that new area. The thing is, I have to be really careful about this from now on, because last time I put out the 302 download, we crashed a website, and it's a pretty big website, and they couldn't handle the load. And since then, my world has gone from about 160 megs that it was at the 302 to about 340 megs. So it's over double the size it was at the last time I put it up for download. So that means two things. When I do put the world up for download, I will not announce it. You'll just have to keep an eye on the description, and if the number changes, you can get it that way. I don't want to like mass spam people downloading it from a site and crash a website again. I have to be a little more responsible from now on, just because there's so many people and the size is so big. And second of all, I will probably have to MC edit the world or something and cut it down in size a little bit, delete like explored areas that don't have anything built in them, and then hopefully get the size down that way. But I don't have a date set or anything, and I won't announce it, but sometime soon we will have a new world download. So keep an eye on the description if you are interested. So we got our comment for today picked out, and I thought I'd bring this one up because I kind of forgot to look at this when we were in the creative world before, but it says, "Hey Etho, I saw that boat launcher thing you built and thought maybe you could try creating a minecart launcher as well. 3 or so power rails and then launch with a slime block, land on a power rail and keep going until at destination. Also, I think the item detecting carts instead of the time carts would be better. It will probably take more work to make, but I think it will pay off later on. As in, you won't have to do as much work later." Thank you for your input. So yeah, let's head over to that world again, and I'll show you what happens with slime block minecart launching. Because I was a little disappointed, to be honest. Because we were planning on making minecarts fly between the islands, and that is probably not going to happen too well. Basically, that's as far as you're gonna get. It loses its speed really quickly, which is kind of sad. Oops. Did it too quick there. So this is with an upward piston and a sideways one. So that is like what you're gonna get at max. If you take away the sideways one, you get this instead. Yeah. So I don't know about that. Don't know. It's not really much to see. So we're going to go right to the comments already. It says, "Etho, whatever happened to Terraria? I never see those kind of videos out anymore. I do enjoy your LP, maybe even more than Terraria, but still, what made you stop?" So if you guys don't know, I used to do Terraria videos with Zisto. We stopped because it's sort of a linear game, and we reached the end of the content. I'm actually surprised I get this question a lot, which is why I'm bringing it up. Because in the last episode we recorded, we said why we were going to stop. And we basically ran out of content. And we might resume again when more is released, such as the 1.3 patch, I believe, is coming out soon, which might be a big patch. And we might continue then. So, until then, there is no Terraria because we've played it a lot. There's over 50 episodes of the series, which is quite a bit, actually. Was it 50? I might have that number wrong. Wait a sec. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. Here is the comment for today that I picked out. It says, "Hey Etho, why don't you check out Space Engineers? I think you would like it. Luke, the science guy." So I have checked out Space Engineers. I've played it quite a bit. I was addicted to it for like 2 or 3 days where I had a hard time like getting my episodes out those couple days. And if you don't know Space Engineers, you can get it on Steam. It's a sandbox space game where you mine asteroids and you can build spaceships from like the metal you collect from the asteroids, and it's pretty cool. There's not really an objective to it. It is a sandbox game, much like Minecraft, but I've been very tempted to make a series on it actually, and I might in the future. We'll see. I am worried. I don't know exactly how I would do the series, so That would be interesting because there is a lot. It's like a very drawn out game. It's almost better for streaming than it is for YouTube unless you cut a lot of it. But anyway, here is the comments for today. I picked out two. The first one says, "Hey Etho, how do you come up with title names? Do you find it difficult?" Oh my goodness. It is so difficult. Title names, descriptions, and video tags are the bane of YouTube for me. It is so difficult. Many times now I actually find I use the same title, and just before I release it, I'm like, this seems familiar. Then I do a search and it's like, oh yeah, 100 episodes ago I used that title. And it's like, okay, how do I come up with another different title that explains basically the same thing I did in this episode? Yeah. Like, for example, episode 2 of my... Was it episode 2? I think it was. Of my Let's Play series was called Mob Farms. And I've made at least one more mob farm since then, so I have to be more descriptive, and I've made more than one of like Blaze Farms and whatever, so it does get a little bit complicated. Today was easy because we had a focused thing we were doing, but a lot of episodes I do a lot of random things as well, small little things all over the place, and then it's like, well, what do I pick for a title? We did lots of stuff today. Not a lot of focus, so yeah, it's challenging. It's definitely challenging. How do I come up with them? I don't know. I struggle. Anyway, second comment says, "I don't know, Etho. I'm not really feeling the new base. Maybe return to the old base every now and then." So we will be returning here, and we'll be doing projects here as well. I've been really pushing the new base because I want it to get it going, get it on its feet, basically, so that when we do stuff there, people will enjoy it. I think not everybody's going to like it right now. Honestly, a lot of people didn't like the man cave here when I first started it either. It's not until it starts to get some actual structure to it, when we get a theme developed, which we really focused on today. When the development actually starts, then I think people are going to start liking it more. Right now, we're still in the early stages, so hopefully you guys like it more as we continue. Anyway, not to say lots of people don't like it currently. We've been having fun there too, of course. But we do have a comment, as usual, that I've picked out, and it says, "I wonder..." Wait. Did I might have missed part of the comment. I wonder... No, now I should check. Whatever. We'll roll with it here. "How many times have you died in total in your LP world?" So I don't know exactly. As far as I know, the statistics are not super accurate, and I believe they were reset again recently. So let's check out the statistics here. Again, I don't know when these were last reset, because before, I believe the statistics accumulated throughout different worlds, and that threw them off totally. And then I think they got reset, and now they're bound to just a single world. So from whenever that reset was, I think this is accurate. 14 days compared to day 4,450 according to this, which is quite a bit. That I don't know how much time that actually is though, because each day can be a different length depending on if I sleep and if I'm AFK and all that stuff. So time since last death was 4 hours ago. I did die a couple times while building that, although I think the death was when I was here. I teleported through one of the portals and ended up at the gold farm here, and the zombie pigmen were angry at me and they just instantly killed me when I came through the portal. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. There it is, 54 deaths since the last reset. It's fun looking at these though. Distance flown 217, lots of sprinting, lots of crouching, actually. Distance by pig, 0. Items dropped. Damage dealt, 180,000. 0 player kills. What's going on here? Junkfish, 0. 86. Yeah, and I don't know how accurate this stuff is, but it's cool to see anyway. Times used. Items. Oh, die. I was like, there is no way I've gotten that much squid ink, but maybe. I bet you that's mostly bone meal right there. It's like, I don't think so. Oh, here's a good one. 275 creepers, 1,500 skeletons, 129 spiders, 1,200 zombies, 900 slimes, 160 gas. That's quite a bit, actually. I bet you a lot of that was from... Oh, we should test that next time to see if the iron golems add to my count here. I bet they do. 27,000 zombie pigmen, 17,000 endermen, pretty much 18,000. 1,000 blaze, 500 magma cubes. Only 18 bats? Oh, come on. 1,000 cows. Uh-huh. Anyway, got lost looking at the statistics there. But I thought it'd be fun to check them.